today at the Rise Up Show, it's episode 29, and I'm proud to host today an amazing person. She started out as an NLP practitioner and has done many other alternative methods. She couldn't practice kinesiology while she was living in the UK due to regulatory issues. She ended up working in a coffee shop while she was still learning. At first, she struggled to get clients before she started specializing. And after she started specializing in her niche, her whole life and business changed dramatically. Now let me introduce Maryke. Hi Maryke, how are you today?
I'm good, and you, Eden?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. So tell us the short version on who you are.
Okay, so I would say that I'm an incredibly hardworking person. I love a challenge. I've always loved a challenge. And my journey started out in the fact that I used to think as a kid that I was broken. And, I wanted to learn more about possibly changing and shifting myself. So I took this upon myself, as a challenge to kind of look into these things and to see how I could better myself as an individual. I'm the type of person that don't believe in that we are victims or that we are survivors. I believe that we are conquerors. And with each and every one of us, there is an absolute big conqueror waiting to just be exposed. So
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so I really, I used to suffer from the victim mentality, but I soon realized that I had a choice in shifting, who I am as an individual, and through changing that, through working on myself, through improving myself, through getting therapy of my own, getting coaching of my own, I was able to really bring that out a lot. So, I believe in having fun. I'm the type of person that can probably speak more open about sex than very many individuals out there. My cousin likes to tease me and say that, you talk about sex like most women talk about shoes and handbags. I have no shame.
That's good. You don't need to be ashamed.
No. And then I have a very, very naughty sense of humor, and I love to have fun. But at the same time, as I always tell people, I'm your dating coach by day, but I'm your ass kicker at night. So I like kicking ass.
That's awesome. So you said that you're not ashamed about sex and stuff like that. What exactly do you do regarding to this?
All right, so I'm a trained psychosexual dysfunction specialist and relationship specialist. I am currently in this year, I have embarked on the most powerful and tremendously healing training in terms of integrated tantric sex, relationship, and love coaching. But before that, I've been trained in your traditional love, sex, and relationship coaching and all of that, and your relationship repair and sexual dysfunction stuff. But so currently now I am basically I like to call myself the relationship and psychosexual dysfunction specialist. I am especially niching at this point in working with single individuals that tend to choose partners that are wrong for them. The person might not necessarily be a bad person, but they end up choosing individuals that will prove to them that they are maybe not worthy or good enough for anything in that regard. So I've specialized in that, while on the side, if my couples have found, or if my single people have now found something that they're in love with and that they're happy with, I've started doing, packages and classes to help them with, conscious sex and tantric work and breath work, and just helping them to really improve their sensitivity and enjoying orgasms together. Really take responsibility for their pleasure, which is so much fun to teach people.
That sounds like a very interesting and very unique niche. Not everybody go to that, and you need to go with a lot of courage because you need to speak about it very openly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And why exactly did you start your business?
Okay, so in school, I was quite a weirdo. Um, I'd gone through trauma from a very, very, very young age, really some really bad trauma. And as a result, I was a problematic child in school, and I had severe learning disabilities. I had dyscalculia, which is like dyslexia, but it's in terms of maths. Now I can do maths, but back then I couldn't. My nervous system,
I'm familiar with that.
a lot of people are actually.
Yeah.
I struggled to concentrate. My concentration was really bad in school, and I would dissociate as a kid. And I think my poor parents were just frustrated and beyond, they didn't have an answer. Back then these things would just, kind of, this kid's a problem, put them into a special class or whatever the case might be, because they're hopeless. And my mom refused to give up on me because she's a remedial teacher. She's an amazing woman. And she saved up a lot of money. And I mean, we weren't exactly rich. My dad had gone bankrupt in his life, and we've had really rough times as a family. And my mom saved up the bit of money that she could, and she brought me to Johannesburg to meet my aunt, who is a clinical psychologist, but she also at that time had studied in something called brain gym. And through the brain gym, I actually, my abilities to concentrate improved a lot. I was able to kind of start integrating a little bit better. And I really took to it so well. And my curiosity was absolutely peaked from there on out. So I started in my little town, which was very religious and very close-minded. I started studying all these weird things.
Wow, that's hard, I'm sure. That's a good challenge.
And I made friends that was considered weird and out and wacky and all of that. And my journey grew. It was pretty much set in stone. I've always wanted to help people from a young age. My mom struggled with major depression, and from a young age, my mom said, I loved being there for people and loved helping them. And my entire journey went from 2004 and 5, where I'd learned energy healing through Master Dalpay, who's your modern day sage, through to applied kinesiology, through to quantum touch and Reiki. And then I started going into hypnotherapy after my dad was killed. He was murdered a few days after my birthday.
Wow. I'm sure that was hard for you.
It was. I was incredibly traumatized. It was a very, very rough time for all of us, for our entire family at that time. And I bought.
You still made it.
I did.
You still made it after all you've been through.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very fortunate. I bought a few books with hypnosis and NLP stuff in it, and they had accompanying CDs. I started listening to that, and that pulled me out of such a bad space that kept me going. And I was just so in love with all these methods that I thought, no, I want to study hypnosis and NLP. And I did. I went for it, and I put myself into it. And it's just been this amazing transformational journey up until now, where I've studied brainwalking recursive therapy. I've studied different styles in hypnosis. I've studied the tantra work. I studied, some psychotherapy stuff and contextual psychology stuff, and just such an amazing array of methods out there that I use with my clients to help them become conquerors, to get out of the victim mentality, to get out of the survivor mentality. So it's been, wow, just amazing.
Wow. And you took all that message and compressed it to some unique methods that you use, I guess.
Yeah. I realized that I loved working with sexual problems. I loved resolving, all these old patterns, that was causing people to feel rejected and alone and lonely and so on.
Wow. That's amazing, because being through so much and consider it as a challenge, as not as something that low your energy, that's a really a challenge to go through that. And that's amazing that you did all that. Yeah. And that's how is it with challenges. People usually take it to a place like to lower their energy, because they say that's how life is, that's my life, that's my fate, blah blah blah. And actually it's not. because it's all just a challenge for you to evolve.
Yes, absolutely. You know, we have a choice. We can either go and lie in that gutter and rot, or we can get up, dust ourselves off, and say, what can I do to improve my life? Where can I go from here? You know, and I love Joe Vitale.
Boom.
Yeah, exactly. I love Joe Vitale. He was homeless at one point, but he went and he said to himself, no, I don't want to be here. What can I do to get myself out of this? And he did. And so many of these guys did. Why not us? Why not, you know, us so-called little guys? You know, it's within all of
little
us.
guys. Yeah.
It, you know, well, the little guys end up being giants in the end, don't they?
Exactly. Most of the people started as a tiny people. For example, Tony Robbins, Jay Shetty, Gary Vee.
Yeah.
All the great ones started as small people,
Yeah.
and a problematic people that they put it exactly like you said in a classroom that classify them. You're a problematic kid.
Yeah.
That's a really worse way to educate, but yeah.
My teachers hated my guts. I can't tell you how many times my poor mom ended up crying because my teachers hated me. I was a problem child. There was just no hope for me. You know, the amount of times the teacher said to me, you're going to amount to nothing, you know, and here I am. And I thought to myself, well, I can either make that a truth, or I can decide what I want to become in my life. It's my
And you
decision.
decide and overcome.
It's my decision.
It's all about decision and choices.
Yeah, absolutely.
And through all that, how do you keep momentum and being the best version of yourself?
Okay, as I mentioned before, I actually have my own coaches. I've got my own therapists. The tantric training that I've been doing, we get a lot of support there. We do practicums. You know, so this is weekly therapy sessions for me that I get. What I do is I do a lot of meditation, so and self-hypnosis. So I also believe in having a balance. So, you know, it's important for me to go and walk.
Definitely.
Yeah, you have to have balance. It's important for me to go and walk on the field barefoot once a day to ground myself, you know. So every single day, after every session, I try and do a 5-minute meditation if I can, if it's possible. And I've been very, very fortunate in that I've done deep trance work. So I've learned how to work with my subconscious mind in a very profound and powerful way, to eradicate my own old beliefs that was holding me back. And it's a daily process. I really believe that if you are working with other people in this life, you should be having your own support. You should be having a team of your own that you can see weekly to kind of clear the energy, clear your mind, clear your entire being, so that you don't have to drag around that extra baggage. So that's how I keep myself in a performance state, you know.
Definitely a group of people that enhance you. That's amazing, like the mastermind that we're in, and mentor that will guide you along the way. A lot of people take it like, no, I can do it by my own, but you don't understand. Sometimes we need that mirror to show us what exactly happening there.
You know, this is interesting because I always say to people, you know, you can't be your own therapist all the time. And that's why I've got my own therapist.
Yeah.
You know, and coaches and so on now, with all the training and all the work that I've done. So I can't be my own mirror. I have my own blind spots. There's certain things I can't see that I need you to show me, you know.
Exactly. We all do. Even, again, all the great ones that are out there still have a mentor and someone to guide them all the time.
Absolutely.
So what is the biggest struggle your clients experience?
Okay, so it kind of varies from person to person, okay? Right now, the usual ones that I'm working with, because I'm niching, is that, you know, they've got commitment fears and phobias. They've struggled with abuse. They keep choosing partners that are absolutely wrong for them in some way. You know, they will struggle with rejection issues and low self-worth and low self-esteem. You know, they will, and on the other spectrum now, who work with a sexual dysfunction, will be people that's got sexual dysfunction like vaginismus, or, you know, erectile dysfunction, which is psychological, or, you know, masturbation issues and masturbatory guilt issues and stuff like that, and childhood traumas, and so on. So those are the things that that my clients will mostly struggle with, that I help them to eradicate and resolve.
And what was like an inspirational client that gave you an inspiration after you taught him, after you mentored him?
Okay, so I have had quite a few. So I had a client that I worked with at one point, and I've actually had quite a few of those where they come to me and they are financially absolutely shattered. They're not just shattered, but they have an issue with finding someone that they can, you know, kind of call their own, their person, their love. Usually when a person comes to me, there's various aspects of their life that's out of balance. Okay, so my client came to me with severe rejection issues, and as a result struggled to kind of put himself out there in his sales and in his business as well. We did about 3 sessions because there was a lot of trauma related to, so the amount of sessions that I will work with will depend on how much trauma there is. My client had been through, thinking back about the trauma he'd gone through was just tremendous. His parents were both drug addicts and alcoholics, and the daily stuff that he had to go through, and I've got permission to talk about this, just not name names obviously, was, you know,
of course,
he was told every single day what a piece of shit he is, and that he's going to end up being a gutter whore, and that he would never amount to anything, and that they wish that he died. And his mom actually, you know, said to him, I tried to abort you, but you're just such a little effing bugger, aren't you, that you just can't die. And, you know, proceeded to call him a leech and all of just horrible things that they would do to this poor kid. You know, he would be locked up in a bathroom or in a closet and stuff like that. It was just really horrible to hear the amount of trauma that this guy had gone through. And he walked through my door and he was broken and about just ready to take his life. He'd been to psychologists, psychiatrists, nobody could help him. He'd been through to everybody. You know, we did the sessions, and after the first session, he walked out of here and you could see the difference in his face. He started shining and the wrinkles started disappearing and he started looking younger. We did 2 more sessions, and 3 months later, his business is just skyrocketing. He is attracting this wonderful woman that she adores him and just tells him every single moment that she can just how wonderful he is. He's oozing this fantastic magnetism. He is just so smiling and happy, and just this changed guy, this 360-degree shift. No more suicidal, no more self-harming, no more any of those things. And
amazing.
I sat there and I got the message. I just burst out in tears and I cried, and I thought, you know, this is what my work is about. This is what makes it for me so important, why I love what I do.
This is the soul of your business.
Absolutely. Is this guy came in here a broken shell of an individual, and he finally found himself, and he keeps growing and he keeps getting better, and he just keeps on improving, and he's a great energy at this point in his life, you know, and his business just keeps going because he can put himself out there. He doesn't have this fear of being rejected and hated and anything like that anymore. And he attracts clients into his life that validates that he's valuable, that validates that he's a wonderful man, and that they value him.
Wow. Amazing story. I guess that gave you a lot of inspiration to keep on going, that's for sure.
It did. It did for me.
A lot of people also don't understand, like you said, in with that person, that sometimes it's a lot of inner patterns that we got stuck or that we got from our childhood, from our parents, from our environment, or maybe a teacher that said that you're good for nothing, and it got stuck with you along the way, and not keeps you from moving forward. It keeps you from moving forward because you're there and said to yourself, I'm a piece of shit, and you're not, because someone told you that, so you keep on going with that. And that's the worst pattern that is. And then they can't succeed in business, they can't succeed to find a partnership because they're still stuck there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're so scared of failing. They're so scared of succeeding. They're so scared to put themselves out there, and because of what
And
somebody else said and did to them. And that's unfair. Like, no, I'm not going to stand for that.
and it's only to change a pattern.
Yeah.
Only, but
Yeah.
you gotta put yourself out there and understand that you need to change a pattern.
Absolutely.
And when you change it, boom, you're a whole other person. You're skyrocketing with your business, relationship, everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. And all it takes is just getting that one little thing out of the way that you've been so scared of, and creating this new you. And it's so, or not create a new you, actually. I thought we used to create a new you, and that's when I realized that actually, no, we didn't create a new you. We actually tapped into this person's original blueprint that they were meant to be. They were meant to be healthy. They were meant to be full of vitality. They were meant to be wealthy and healthy and happy and joyful, and they were meant to handle whatever life throws at them, in their stride.
Amazing. Actually, that's so true. I'm familiar with that. I met a person that it was exactly like that, was hidden and didn't want to go out public, but I saw that it has the potential much more than that. Little by little, I got there. It was suddenly go with other people and start to be very open to other people, and that's amazing when you see things like that change. And it's only fucking pattern that's stuck there.
I know. I listen to people, and I kind of look at some of the Facebook pages, and I go, or posts, and I go, come on, man. Like, just invest in yourself. You can get over it. You're not meant to be there. You're not meant to be in this little tiny little thing here. You're meant to be bigger, and you can take up that space. It's fine.
Definitely.
All you need to do is just get rid of that pattern that's keeping you small. And there are people out there that's very powerful in helping you with that. And that's important, is finding that one person that will be able to kick your ass and get that shit out of you.
Exactly. And bam, you're skyrocketing.
Absolutely. You are taking no hostages. None.
Exactly. So we're getting into the end of the interview, and I have just 2 more questions for you. And that is, what advice can you give to your younger self?
Okay. Love yourself. Unconditionally.
Sorry, that's my dog.
No, I think your dog agrees with me.
Yeah, he's agree with me.
Love yourself and learn to love yourself unconditionally. Learn to love yourself. Do whatever you can to learn how to love yourself unconditionally. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you cannot be who you want to be. And don't let people control or try and control you. That's the advice I would give to myself. If she was standing in front of me today as a young child, that is what I would tell her, that she's worthy of loving herself, and that she's worthy of taking up space, and that she's worthy of being a goddess.
Bam. Definitely. Wow. That's so true, because when you don't love yourself, you're stuck at hating and being in a negative vibe, and you're unable to do a thing. I'm familiar with that. I was around 125 kilos.
Yeah.
And at that point, I hated myself. Fuck, I really hate it even to look at a mirror. And after I've done that change, suddenly when you start to love yourself, everything changes. The whole surrounding, the whole your business, everything around you start to change.
It does for sure. I'm so happy to hear that, Eden. I'm so proud of you. Well done, my man. Really, well done.
Thank you. You've been a lot again. You've been more than I have been, and that's amazing. Really.
You know what? To be honest with you, I think just to put something on that, doesn't matter how much you've been through. Your trauma is your trauma. Your pain is your pain. Never ever think that somebody else's pain is bigger than yours. I think.
Definitely.
You know, I get irritated with the people posting these videos of people with no hands and legs and going, yeah, so what are you complaining about? No. Your pain is your pain. Okay, it is your pain, and it's worthy of being resolved. It's worthy of being taken note of. So don't ever feel, oh my word, she's been through so much more. What am I? Don't, just your pain is your pain.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Everybody has their own pain and their own story.
Absolutely, and I respect that, and we should all respect our own stories and our own and all our journeys we've been on.
Definitely. And now the last question: if you had a chance to deliver the one message that will stay written in history, what will it be?
You are not a victim. You are not a fucking survivor. You are a conqueror. It is within you to bring your inner conqueror out of it. Don't ever let people say you're a survivor or a victim. Do not take that label. Do not. That implies that you aren't strong enough, and you are. You have the strength, you have the inner resources to pull yourself out of any shitstorm possible.
Damn, you're right.
So fuck these labels.
Exactly. Love it. That's a great thing to keep there in history written. Fuck it. So it was a pleasure to host you. I really enjoyed it. You're an amazing person. You've been so much, and you're still on, keep on going, and way to go. And again, it was a pleasure for me to host you.
Thank you, Eden. I loved it. Thank you so much for having me on your amazing show. I know that this is going to be so massive for you. I'm so chuffed with you, man. So thanks again for the opportunity. I really appreciate that.
Sure thing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
And have an amazing and powerful day. And if you like that video, give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and comment below what is your big challenge that you've been through. And everybody have an amazing and powerful day, and be sure to subscribe. And we shall see you next time. And again, thank you, Maryke.
Thank you, Eden.
See you.
Bye.
If you want to know more about Maryke, just click the link below, and she gave us a special discount just for us with a special package, and that is 15% off of her package. That's $300 value. So don't miss that opportunity. She's giving it for the only 5 personnel that will join. So hurry up, don't miss that opportunity. And if you like this video, again, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. There are more interviews coming along the way. And have an amazing and powerful day. See you next time.